Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheraton Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. So, probably gonna be a little different kind of video today. We've made a horrible mistake, and this is not clickbait, but we've made a terrible mistake with a group of piglets, and I want y'all to watch this if you're doing any farrowing or thinking about doing any farrowing, and learn from the major mistake that we made. So hang out with us for a little bit, and it's all about properly caring for your piglets. So y'all know, over the past couple of weeks, I think we're probably sitting at about, the oldest piglets that we've got right now are about 6.5 weeks old, going on 7. So for about the past 7 weeks, we've been farrowing our pigs out on pasture. And 7 mamas out here to farrow, and through that first, about 4 weeks, 6 of those moms farrowed. So we had one mom that was delayed. She was later in the group, and this is her standing right there, kind of coming towards us. She was the last one to farrow, and she farrowed about 2 weeks ago now, 2.5 weeks ago. So she farrowed, had some older piglets over in the field with her, and when she farrowed, she gave birth to 8. Came up the morning that we found them. She had given birth to 8. There were 3 that were dead. One of them looked like it absolutely had been stepped on, and the other 2 were just laying dead in the nest. So we continued to watch her. I think she might have lost another one, so we were down to 4, and there were two older piglets that were in the nest with her. Probably 4-week-old piglets that were in the nest with her, and that's the 2 right there nursing on her. These 2 guys, get my finger up in the screen, those 2 guys right there, they were in the nest and they were continuing to nurse on her. And we didn't have a ton of concern about that because she had given birth to 8. She only had 4 left. She was very swollen, looked like she had plenty of milk, so we left those piglets on her to nurse. Subsequently, about a week ago now, we found another piglet over on the other side of the fence that still had the umbilical cord attached. So it looks like she actually gave birth to 9 and was nursing 4. So gave birth to 9. We're at 4. Now let's go back down to the barn, and we'll kind of show you some of the result of where we're at now. We have taken what piglets she had left off of her. Let's go down to the barn or the shop, and we'll take a look at the other 2. So most of the week this week, I've had to be on the road for work. Had a couple of work trips that I had to make. So Sandra has primarily been here at the farm taking care of everything. And she called me a couple days ago and she said, I'm going to pull these piglets off of this mom because they're not doing well. If memory serves, she found another one dead in the nest. So out of that initial 9, we're now down to 3. And so she brought those 3 down and put them in a drinker in a stock tank here with some hay and a brooder lamp. Keep them warm, give them a nice environment, and also take away any competition that they had for feed so that we could start feeding them out of a pan or a bottle or something. And so incidentally, if you're ever feeding piglets, it works best to just feed them in a pan and let them drink out of that pan as opposed to trying to use a bottle. We've had a little bit of success with a bottle in the past, but for piglets it just doesn't seem to work very well. So we brought 3 down, put them over in the drinker, and started feeding them some milk out of the pan, putting some molasses and some honey in it, trying to give them a little bit of glucose, a little bit of an energy boost. And I'm going to pull one of these piglets out. Neither one of them looked very good, but let me grab one right quick. So this is the better looking of the 2. The other one is very, very much skinnier than this. I mean, this piglet should be a lot bigger than this at this stage of the game. But what happened And, you know, I heard somebody say one time, the greatest source of my frustration is my own laziness. And that is absolutely true in this case. What happened when that mom had those piglets, what we should have done, and we've done a video on this in the past, and I've told people to do this, and I knew better. What we should have done is we should have put up a perimeter fence around her to keep those larger piglets from coming in and drinking off of her and getting that colostrum, that mother's first milk. And I think that's probably what happened here, is these piglets didn't get enough or any of that colostrum, that mother's first milk, to get them off on that good start. Because the colostrum is really important for some natural antibodies and building natural immunity and getting some of those early energy stores and vitamins and that kind of thing into the piglets and getting them off on a good start. And so I don't think these piglets got enough of that colostrum, or even if they got any of that colostrum off of that mom initially. And, you know, again, this is entirely on me by not putting that fence up. And we've done a video. I'll post a link to that video in the description down below where we had done that before. Not putting that fence up and sequestering that mom with her new piglets, I think, has probably caused, well, I feel 100% confident that is what's caused this horrendous event of losing 7 of those 9 piglets. And there's one of these that, if he makes it to morning, I'll be very, very surprised. And then the one I just picked up, he's a fighter. I mean, he's trying, and we're going to continue to, you know, keep them warm, make sure that they got plenty of nutrition, and try to care for them as best we can. But if you're doing piglets, if you're farrowing on pasture, and you have this wide range of birthing dates from those earlier piglets to the later piglets, on those later piglets, sequester those moms. Put those moms inside a fence. It doesn't have to be much. I went up to Farm Builders Farrow to Finish School last year, and they will even take some of that little white wire metal shelving stuff that you see at Lowe's and Walmart, Home Depot, Menards. I don't know where y'all are at, but it's just this little wire stuff that you put up as a shelving unit in your closet, and would just build a little perimeter around that mom, just enough to keep those older piglets off of her. So if you're farrowing, figure out how you can sequester that mom off by herself, put some kind of perimeter, some kind of barrier around her to keep those older piglets off. Because if you don't, I'm afraid you may end up like this. So anyway, again, not a happy video, but a big lesson that I think we've learned, and I hope that there's some value in it for those of you that are going to be raising piglets out on pasture or doing your own farrowing operation. But anyway, that's it. That's all I got to say. Please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks.